my senators, I've heard the current guy's done good things. Well, how many people in this room know Nikki Haley?
It's the governor.
Do you know who Nikki Haley is? Let me see who's in here. Okay. All right. And let me guess. She really likes Barack Obama, right?
Very much.
Okay. All right. You know as well as I do that if Barack Obama says it's sunny outside, Nikki Haley is grabbing an overcoat. Anything that he wants to do, she does the opposite of. Well, our current senator is a Democrat, right? And Nikki Haley's a Republican, right? Well, Nikki Haley issued a report card. And on that report card, she gave the people an A who voted the way she wanted them to vote, and an F when they voted the way she didn't want them to vote. Who is the only Democrat in the state house and the state senate to get an A? I'll answer that question for you. It's my opponent. My opponent. Ronnie Sabb, our state representative in Williamsburg County, he got an F. Carl Anderson, the representative for most of Georgetown County, he got an F. Hugh Leatherman, the Republican, got a C. So what does that tell you? It tells you that your current leadership doesn't hold valuable your sense of tradition and value. It tells you that they go to Columbia and do not what you want them to do, but what they want to do. Now, you all have I'm telling you right now, I drive by Lake City High School. You might not think it's much, but I went to school at King Street Senior High. Lake City High School, the beautiful school. But it's not like that in Williamsburg County. King Street Senior High was built in 1970. It's 40-something years old. C.E. Murray High School is 60-something years old. And Hemingway is 40-something years old. But you'll have my opponent come tell you, I've done great things for education. Really? Your home county, or where you say you live, excuse me, that's an issue for another time. Your home county is, and you're number 9 in the Senate, and you don't have up-to-date schools in your home county. They don't buy new computers for your children. They go to Greenville County and buy Greenville County's used computers. But that's what seniority gets us. That's what 24 years in South Carolina Senate gets us. See, it doesn't matter when you don't have a dog in the fight. There's a saying that I love that says everybody with a dog in the fight needs to be at the pen. But when your children don't go to the school, when they don't ride the bus, when they don't use the books, and when they don't have the same teachers, it doesn't matter. It's easy to walk away.
All right.
It's easy to say, oh, it'll get better. No, it will not get better. It will get continually and progressively worse. Not this governor that we have, not once, but twice, sent back $144 million to the federal government for for paying our teachers. They sent it back not once, but twice. And think about that, when South Carolina's 47th, 48th, or 49th in education every year. And what did they do with that money? They took it and they gave it to the other 49 states in the District of Columbia. Tax money that you already paid for. But did my opponent one time say, Governor Haley, you're wrong? No. Did he at one time come back to this district or come back to Lake City and say, y'all got to help me out. You got to get on the phones. You got to start emailing Nikki Haley. We got to make some noise and tell her we need this money. No. You didn't get that. Now, the promise has been made that Lake City is going to get a park. Really? We need more leisure time? We want to work. We want to work. We want to live good. We want a place to work. And they say, oh, well, we don't have the landfill because we want to keep Williamsburg County a hunting and fishing paradise. I don't know about y'all, but most of the black folk I know really don't have time to engage in sportsman-like activities. They either going to work, working, coming home, and sleeping. So what does that mean? That means the jobs that you may get are cleaning up after certain people have a good time. No, that is the wrong message to send. Now, understand this. When you say, well, what are you going to do about jobs? I'll tell you what I'll do about jobs. Right now, and you know it in Lake City because I've had to represent many of your sons on this. You know right now that we have a group of people that are permanently unemployable. What do I mean by that? Our convicted felons. And if they don't have entrepreneurial skills, like being a brick mason or a carpenter or some independent form of business, they can't live and work. One of the first things I'll do if you send me to Columbia is give all of our non-violent felony offenders a one-time expungement.
All right,
Everybody screams about justice, justice, being tough on crime. I believe in being tough on crime. You murder somebody, you need to go to jail for life. You rape a woman, you need to get other things and then go to jail for life. And God help you if you hurt a child, because then you really need to get something and go to jail for life. But I'm talking about our non-violent felony. You know how many times I've had to sit across my desk with a young man who's 18 or 19 who's absolutely brilliant, but because he has a possession of narcotics, not gun-toting, moving kilos or nothing like that, just a simple rock. And I have to tell him when he asks me, well, can I get an expungement? No. Well, they tell me they'll give me this job if I can get it. I'm sorry. And he will be that way for life. For life. Ladies and gentlemen, our state and our country has decided that it is going to make its money off the mass incarceration of young men of color. It is already on. There's a company that's been approaching our government that told South Carolina's prison system that it will give South Carolina $250 million if they agree to let them run the prison for 20 years, and South Carolina will guarantee that they will keep the prisons 90% filled. Who you think they putting in the jailhouse? We don't have that many Latino brothers and sisters around here for that. It's us. And you'll see the same thing every time. Young man make a dumb mistake, and now for the rest of his life he's gone. Ladies and gentlemen, that has to stop. And if you send me to Columbia, I'll be committed to making it stop. Number two, the other thing that I'm focused on is I am focused on making it so that especially our rural areas can have access to technology. Well, what do you mean by that? If you don't have access to cable systems, you can't get high-speed internet. And if you have a computer, ladies and gentlemen, you know that you can't function on dial-up. You know it cannot happen. So what do we need? We need a commitment from Columbia that we are going to build the infrastructure of the rural areas. And that includes wireless and high-speed internet. Do not make the mistake of thinking, oh, it'll come. Williamsburg County is just now getting county-wide water and sewer. Just now in 2012. And by the way, the people about the landfill who were crying about, oh, it'll hurt the environment, nobody cared about the landfill in Williamsburg County when the only people that lived around it were poor black folk. The environment didn't matter. But all of a sudden, we've become Greenpeace. We love the trees. No, ladies and gentlemen. What I need from you all is to tell your friends and neighbors about what's going on. Let them know that this whole talk about, and I hear it all, I hear it from all the time. And this is the other thing too. And I say it to the young people in the room or somebody going, my spirit just leading me there. If your dream is not big enough for the person you tell it to laugh at, you're not dreaming big enough.
Hello. All right.
Tell it.
You know how many people tell me, you starting too big. Who is you to dictate where I am going to be? Two people decide that. Me and God. And I'm going to work hard till he tells me no. And I ain't heard Jesus say no yet.
All right.